We've arrived to the last day of winter. Oh, this is going to be such a great day. And actually, it's going to be our best day of the week weather-wise, too. We're supposed to see sunshine and temperatures above normal for this time of year just for today, then cooler the rest of the week. But this is it. Spring is here. Tomorrow, spring arrives at, I believe, 10:07 p.m. So we shall celebrate goodbye winter today. Hope you had a great weekend. Welcome into the Beach Bunker. I'm Tyler Glen, and the week starts now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Whoa. Whoa. Missing potholes here. Whoa. Whoa. Was that your weekend? Missing potholes? It was a missing pothole kind of weekend. Holy man. Hope you had a great St. Patrick's Day yesterday. And if you partook in green beer and you're feeling a little under the weather, and that has been known to happen from time to time, the thing to keep in mind is that pickle juice is my favorite. You run it through a strainer. You don't want any of those chunks of garlic or chunks of dill. You want pickle juice, ice cold pickle juice. Ugh. I don't know. It's a combination of the cucumbers and the salt, and cucumber water is refreshing and good for you. You get the pickle juice in you, and you're as right as rain. Yes, you are. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's get right to the weather outside, and as I said, it is going to be a really nice last day of winter as we take a look at the road situation for voicemanusa.com. Westman Shuttle, your first-class ride from Brandon to Winnipeg, 730-2333. Not much on the radar this morning, and roads are looking good. And actually, we're going to be in for a nice week of driving this week. It is going to be a cold start to spring, wouldn't you know it? Spring officially comes in, and Mother Nature goes, oh, yeah, you think it's spring, don't you? Yeah, daytime high Wednesday, -12. That's going to be a little chilly. -8 Thursday, -9 on Friday. And so we're in for a real cool week because our normal now is 0. We are at the finish line. We're at the finish line of winter, and we should not have these cold temperatures. In fact, on this day in 2012, we had air conditioning on. It was 20 degrees. That's 12 years ago today, 19.6 degrees for Brandon. Oh, man, that would feel good right about now, wouldn't it? Spring hasn't sprung yet. It's coming. It's coming. And the calendar says spring. I don't care. I know. And you can feel it with the sun, right? Oh, I was out in the sun on the weekend at the Elkhorn at Clarso Spa. I got pictures and videos to show you. Oh, it was so amazing. I got my first sunburn of the season. Incredible. So much fun. So awesome. We'll get to that coming up. Let's take a look at the temperature map this morning, and here's how things are looking across North America. And the coldest part of the country is actually northwestern Ontario this morning. Everyone else is pretty much par for the course. And here is a look at the wind chill map. I think we agreed we're probably good to get rid of that. Well, maybe after this week, because we do have these cold temperatures. I promised you we'd get rid of the wind chill map this week, but I think we might have to just keep it around a few extra days till we kind of get through this back end of winter. Just that the winter hangover, maybe. And here is the snowpack. Now, this is also good news for the snowpack, is that these colder temperatures allow for a slower melt. We're not going to have this big flood from all the snow that we had. So that's a positive thing. Nice and easy, although Alberta is pretty much snow-free. You can see southern Saskatchewan snow-free. Still a little bit up around North Battleford, Lloydminster, and then Manitoba has still got a fair amount of snow there, as we see who we've got in Sunseeker chat this morning for this last day of winter. Spring arrives tomorrow. Who do we have in chat? Let's get right to it and see who we've got to say good morning to. Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday to you. I'm sorry if you're hungover from St. Patrick's Day yesterday. Your hangover remedy is brought to you by Pickle Juice. Taking care of hangovers for hundreds of years. Take your Bix Pickles and run them through a strainer, and you will thank me later. Road Reverend is here, along with Lindy and Tasha Licious. Can't wait for the start of spring. Nice to see you this morning, Lindy. Lindy in early this morning. Hope all is well there. Good to see you this morning, you guys. Talking about the potholes. Man, are they crazy. Coming back from the Elkhorn on the weekend and right in front of Brandon University, it was right on 18th Street. I just stopped the car. They say you're not supposed to do that. I stopped the car. There was this pothole. I'm thinking it has to be gone now. It was so big. Probably the biggest pothole I've ever seen in my time in Brandon, and I've lived here for a quarter century. It was huge. And so I stopped the car and I put my signal on so that I could get to the side of the pothole that was the shallowest and then slowly crawl through it. And beep, beep, people honking at me. I'm like, honk away, man. Wait till you see what's behind you. Oh, my gosh. What? And you know, the city crews are out there giving her. They are hearing it because it is all over social media, the state of the pothole situation in both Brandon and Winnipeg. And as far as I've been reading on the weekend, both cities are just like going right through the night trying to get this done. But lots of good questions being asked about what kind of material we're using on the roads and how in Grand Forks and Minot they're not having nearly as much trouble. Can someone call? I mean, they're kind of the same climate, might help out. I don't know. Who else do we got in chat this morning? We have got, I don't want to miss anybody. You got Quentin is here and Porky Jr. is here. Good morning, Porky Jr. We've got Rob Hoylett in TikTok. Good morning, Rob. Good to see you this morning. Happy Monday. Borrowed Bean is here on Twitch. Good morning, Borrowed Bean. It's good to see you. Hope you had a nice weekend. Cindy is here. Good morning, Sunseekers. Hope you had a nice weekend, Cindy, and a great St. Patrick's Day yesterday. Janine Flori-Orbanovich joins us on Facebook. Good morning. Have a great day and week ahead. Bring on spring. Oh, yes. Karen Enns is here on Twitch. Good morning, Karen. Nick Adams. Good day, all. Last full day of winter. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo indeed, sir. Woo-hoo indeed. Cheryl Bertram is here on Twitch. Prairie East Coast joins us on Twitch. Good morning. Good to see you. Nick says, did anyone see the huge pothole on 8th Street by Superstore? That thing could fit a family of 5 plus their dog. Well, after we came back from the Elkhorn, I spent the rest of the weekend pretty close to home, although I did go out a bit on Sunday. And that's when I noticed, like, there were crews all over the place trying to get things plugged up. Still pretty bad, but it's unbelievable. I think this is the worst we've seen. However, as you saw in the headlines below, it's the warmest winter we've had in 77 years. So that probably has something to do with that. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but a couple of records being set there, so that makes sense. JT is joining us on TikTok. Good morning, JT. Zumba Bernice is here on Twitch. Good morning, Zumba Bernice. Good to see you. Cindy says, goodbye, winter, as I kick you in the butt. I think we're all kind of feeling that way. See you later, skater. Shorts and sandals, left the house in shorts and sandals on the weekend. And it felt good. It felt good. Not as many weird looks now as we get into spring, because I think I have my shorts and sandals brothers and sisters scattered across southern Manitoba waiting to join me with shorts and sandals all over the place. Tosh says, just don't remind us that the bad temperatures are coming this week. Brr. Yeah, well, at least we'll have the sunshine, and the sun does have a little bit of heat to it, so that's a good thing. The wind is raw and cold. Heather says, good morning. Another day, another dollar on Facebook. Good morning to you, Amanda Steves. Hey, Amanda Steves on TikTok. Thank you for dropping by. Rob Mulligan on Facebook says, good morning. Good morning, Rob. Good to see you. What? Tasha says, good morning, Dink, Polar Bear. Ha ha, Royal Dink. Are you meaning to say Royal Drink and your R is not working properly? What is going on there? What is happening? I see someone got a raise, says Nick. Trev Webb, I'm pretty sure there's a few people that are hungover this morning after the big Skid Road Buck Cherry concert. Serve a lot of beer. Oh, yes. I have to type in all capitals for those who have lost their hearing from the Ruck concert that was held last night. Buck Cherry and Skid Row. And Trev says lots of beer was served. Oof. Oh, it's gonna be a bad hangover day between that and St. Patrick's Day. It's gonna be. I behaved myself. You know what? Because we had the St. Patrick's Day show on Friday, I was kind of in the mood. I kind of partook on Friday, so I wasn't really into it on Sunday. I don't know. That was my. Debbie is here on Facebook. Good morning. Loved your video from Elkhorn Resort. Well, thank you, Debbie. And there's more where that came from. It was. It's not only my good thing, but I want to show you a few pictures that I haven't posted yet, but will probably later today. Linda Horvath Johnson on Facebook. Connie Cartier Tangay. Hello. Nice seeing everybody. Lots of potholes in Erickson by the elementary school, says Heather. Need a signal light to get around. I like this the pictures where people have taken cones, the orange cones, and they're just starting to put orange cones in and then you can kind of see, hey, there's an orange cone up ahead. I better be careful. Yeah. Oh, Porky Jr. sent some pictures in from the weekend, likely some meat and Tasha sent pictures for the mailbag. Okay, who else do we got? A big crew for a Monday. Oh, must be anxious to get into spring. Must be anxious to get into spring. Ryan says not Trev, though. He had earplugs in. Yeah, I don't know if that's Trev's kind of music, actually. I don't know. I may be wrong. I don't know. I don't know. I hope that everybody had fun and had a good time. It's not every day we get a concert in our town, so that's good. Buck Cherry and Skid Row. Although we do have big music festivals, like there's a big festival in Menadosa and one in Dauphin. And Zumba Bernice sent pictures. So the mailbag is going to get full. Okay, we're gonna share some pictures from everybody. It's going to be a big mailbag kind of morning because I've got some stuff too from the Elkhorn that I want to show you. Did we get to everybody this morning? Do we have any new? I think we got to everybody in the roundup. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We said, welcome aboard. Let's go to the good thing. Let's do it. Let's move it along to yesterday's good thing. Now, each and every show begins with something good from yesterday. Now, this is Hi Baby D on TikTok. It's much harder to do during the week because on the Tuesday, you're looking back to Monday's good thing. On Wednesday, you're looking back to Tuesday's good thing. It could be big. It could be small. It could really be inconsequential. It could be nothing at all. But we try to start the day on a positive note with lots of positivity. So feel free to fire away. Monday's the easiest day because we let you cheat. You can take, your basically your Friday, your Saturday, and your Sunday, and that is yesterday's good thing. So let's get right to it. What was yesterday's good thing? Yesterday's good thing. Tosh says the sun is actually closest last 2 weeks of March, so we should feel that sun. Oh, yeah, I can feel it already. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Someone's peeing green. What the hell, you guys? Nick says, my obvious good thing was watching the Wheat Kings clinch a playoff spot on Saturday. Hashtag go Wheaties. Oh, Nick Adams. Nick Adams is our Wheat Kings correspondent. Nick, we appreciate you keeping us updated on all things Wheat Kings. Nick was granted quite the exclusive interview with Kelly McCrimmon upon his arrival with the Stanley Cup. That was a legendary interview that I still enjoy watching, Nick. And I was thinking of you, pal. You had those season tickets there. You were so excited. I was excited for you, pal. So do we know who they're going to play, though? I know the playoffs start at the end of the month. But and then there's the whole winter fair thing, and I don't know. We'll just cross that one thing at a time. Let's just celebrate that they made the playoffs. That is a really good thing, Nick, and I think not just for you, but fans all over the place. Hey, and Molly is here. Good morning, Molly. Happy Monday. Tosh says, my good thing yesterday was getting to the gym right when the door opens. And then you get your choice of all the equipment, don't you? You can go on anything you want. You don't have to bug anybody. Cindy, the GT took a quick trip to Brandon and saw Michelle and Tanner, but those potholes. And then she does the emoji with the teeth. Oh, yeah. Oh, Trev's going to be busy. Shocks and struts and bearings and wheels. I got a DM from one lady who said that she'd blown 4 tires. How do you go over a pothole that hard? I mean, they're big, but blowing a tire? Mario on TikTok, good to see you. That's insanity. Blowing a tire. Wow. Lindy says, we had a few good friends over to celebrate the hubby's birthdays. Oh, that's excellent. So, good party weekend. Molly says, my good thing is I played Wii yesterday. Okay, excellent. Road Reverend said when he was at Tim's, the person in front of him paid for his order. You got to love when that happens. That's a good thing. Hi, Jody on Facebook. Nice to see you. Yesterday's good thing. So Nick is giving us a sports update. He says they are sitting in 7th right now, which would set them up against Swift Current, but there's still a couple more games, so a lot can happen. Nick, I know you will keep us in the loop. Nick Adams, the man on the scene, at the Wheat Kings games. How fast was she going? Pork Chop says. Well, and I didn't even ask because there was so much coming in on the weekend. Oh my God, it was a crazy weekend, and people were really struggling with those potholes. It was not fun. Tasha says, I enjoyed the gym. Okay, yeah, we were talking about that, Tasha. Quentin says, it's absolutely embarrassing. Okay, I don't want to go to bad thing. Okay, let's shelve the potholes for a little bit. Shelve the potholes. They're awful. Okay, we got to do good thing, guys. We got to start with the good thing. Yeah, and Quentin, I get your point. I thought that when I was at the, in front of the university and I stopped, like I had mentioned earlier, I thought to myself the exact same thing. Gravel might be just to buy time, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a paver. I have no idea. But at least, they're out there. They're going through the night to try and get this stuff cleaned up, which is, definitely needed for people to get to where they're going, just from a safety standpoint more than anything. Quentin's good thing is, because the wife is gone. He got everything done around the house. Oh, yeah. She'll be coming home to a clean house. And she'll have missed QD. So coming home to a clean house from vacation on her own. And in the meantime, Quentin, sending her the occasional text message. Hey, babe, I just finished working out. I'm a little... I thought I'd share this picture of my biceps with you. I hope you're having a great vacation. Oh, yes, QD, yes. And then she gets home and dreams of the muscles, and then comes in, and comes into the house. Clean house. Oh, Mr. Muscles, I missed you. Oh, you watch out. When does she come home? We will not look for you in Sunseeker chat for the 2 days following her return. You'll be out of commission. Out of commission. Out of commission. Molly says, go around and paint stuff in the potholes, for real. Yeah. Wow. Okay. On Quentin's note of showing the rest of the guys how it's done, that is yesterday's good thing. All right. A reminder that it's Roll Up the Rim time at Tim Hortons. When you slide on into Tim Hortons with 10 locations to serve you in Brandon, Virton, Neepawa, Dauphin, and Moosomin. They're celebrating 60 years, and you could win a 2024 Jeep Wrangler Sport, 2 Universal Orlando Resort vacation packages, and other great prizes like $100 gift cards to Apple, DoorDash, Instacart, and Airbnb, free Tim Hortons products, and Tim's Rewards points. Plus, every time you reveal a roll, you're entered into a weekly drawing for a $1,000 virtual Visa prepaid gift card. In celebration of the 60th anniversary, there is an extra surprise this year. On top of all the other prizes, guests who reveal their 60th roll will receive a 10-pack of Tinbits. Tim Hortons in Brandon, Virton, Neepawa, Dauphin, and Moosomin. Lots of people winning free coffee. Man, so many people are using that as their yesterday's good thing. My gosh, Alternative Choice Garden Center. Apologies for the unforeseen circumstances on Saturday. We had to skip the Plants and Pilates on Saturday. There's going to be refunds, of course, issued to those who had planned to join us on Saturday. However, they will be doing their yoga tomorrow, yoga over the lunch hour with Chelsea McCrimmon, the garden yoga sessions. And all you have to do is go to alternativegroup.ca and get more information on that. You can also follow them on their social media channels. Classes start at noon, and they wrap up around 12:50 on Tuesdays, okay? And Plants and Pilates has just 2 sessions left this Saturday and next Saturday. And the other thing I want to let you know about Alternative Choice Garden Center is over the weekend, they got a whole bunch of Easter stuff in. They got a bunch of Easter knickknacks, as I would call it. Oh, my God, my mailbag is just so full. Holy cow, we got lots to show you. Okay, that's coming up, guys. Hang on. Stay with me. Stay with me. We'll get to your stuff, I promise. First, I want to show you some of this real quick. Look at Easter. Easter pots at Alternative. Nice little Easter pots for around the yard. Here you go. Just came in over the weekend, and that's just the tip of the Easter iceberg. All your seasonal stuff, and of course, people in there buying seeds, buying the little pots to get things going. Yes, let's get things going. Let's get growing with Alternative Choice Garden Center at the corner of 34th and Patricia. Go do some shopping there and get ready for spring. That officially starts tomorrow. And our friends at Natural Choice, Natural Elements Brandon. For your rejuvenation and well-being, relax, refresh, and restore with float therapy, halo therapy, coaching, and natural energy therapies in their Tranquil Wellness Center. You're going to find them over at 2940 Victoria Avenue, Brandon. And at Natural Elements Wellness Center, they have got at-home treatments for you. Natural Elements bath bombs are available. They've got Himalayan salt detoxifier and infrared heat mats. What I love about this place is I'm a sand and sea lover and a sun lover. You know that. But the key to a lot of that is salt. Salt. There is so much salt. Himalayan salt detoxifier. There's the salt baths. It's salt, salt, salt. These Natural Elements bath bombs, infrared heat mats. It's all about, that that rest, relaxation, warmth, and salt. But that's not as neat a business name as Natural Elements Wellness Center. You've got to check them out at 2940 Victoria Avenue in Brandon. Go to floataway.ca. Floataway.ca. Update from McDonald's. The last time we spoke, McDonald's was down. They had a worldwide outage for their internet systems. It shut down their apps and kiosks. It started overseas, and it actually ended in the United States. Australia was hit. Japan, United States, Hong Kong, London, and some Canadian stores were also hit. Now, the thing is that some stores in Canada were hit for just a brief period of time. People were reacting on social media. They called it McMeltdown, McCatastrophe. Now, again, it didn't take long for systems to get back up for the most part. So people were not down for long. They were not without their Big Mac for long. However, what was interesting is Harvey's. You know Harvey's. We have a Harvey's. It's another burger place. On social media, was the one that took a little poke at McDonald's, similar to what Burger King did when it took to social media and poked at Wendy's. Remember that? When Wendy's was going to do their special pricing and Burger King started to poke them a little bit. Yeah. Well, Harvey says, in response to McDonald's down, major computer outage takes down restaurants across the world. Harvey's Canada. Now that's a beautiful thing. Ooh. And for those that follow, that's actually Harvey's slogan. It's a beautiful thing for their burgers. So, a little tongue-in-cheek burger humor there. Good to see, though, that they're back up and running. And again, it was only a couple of hours for some locations. For some, it was most of the day. But again, the food chain stresses that it was not security related, not cyber attack related. It was a computer systems upgrade that had gone not the way they wanted it to. So that's what was happening with McDonald's last time we spoke. Because that story was just breaking as we started the show. Yeah. Coming up this morning on the show, we have the latest on your Kate update. Kate, oh man, where is Kate? The search for Kate is on. And actually, over the weekend, Princess Diana's brother has come out to say he's kind of worried about the situation. He's worried about what's going on. All these fake photos floating around the internet, all these questions about where Princess Kate is. Where is Kate? Your Tyler Glen Show Kate update is on the way. Also, a Quebec woman finds a live grenade while cleaning out her dad's stuff after a funeral. Can you imagine that? And it's been 4 years. 4 years ago this week, we were locked down. They told us 2 weeks to flatten the curve, wash your hands constantly, and don't get close to anybody else. It was 4 years ago this week that we were in week 1 of the COVID pandemic. Oh, what do you remember of that time? What things do you remember of that very first week that we were in lockdown? More on that coming up in the next little bit. And your thoughts on spring. What you're most excited about as we get close to that very first day of spring. First, let's take a beach break. And we're going to go to Florida again today. To Palm Beach. This is the Manalapan, Florida beach cam. And we got beautiful start to our partial week of spring. Beach break, and we'll be back with more in just a second. Food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. Good Monday morning. Oh, that's a nice beach. Palm Beach Cam in Florida for a Monday as the sun comes up in the start of another week, our week in March that sees us flip from winter to spring tomorrow at 10:07 p.m. local time. From Florida to southern Manitoba, let's take a look at our roads this morning, courtesy of voicemanusa.com. Westman Shuttle, your pristine and luxurious accommodation when it comes to a ride from Brandon to Winnipeg, 204-730-2333. And our roads this morning are looking good. We're seeing the snow slowly disappear. The weather is going to produce a slow melt because while today we're going to see a high of +5, it is going to be a cool week. And that means a slow melt, which is kind of nice, I think. I'd like it to be a little bit warmer, but you know what? The calendar says we're through the worst of it now, and I think that's true. Here's our temperature map this morning, and then our wind chill, and the first week of the pandemic. Oh, my gosh. The first week of the COVID pandemic. By the way, we're going to take a look at your mailbag shots coming up before 8 o'clock. So hang tight. It's coming. I promise we'll get to those pictures. We'll get to them. And here is the snowpack. As that snow slowly disappears. Ryan says, I remember the first week of the COVID pandemic and it really sucked. I remember the first week of the pandemic as kind of fun, actually. I had just come back from a Starjet. And so we had just come in from Mexico, and it was kind of like we all thought we were just going to have an extra week at home. And remember, they were saying 14 days to flatten the curve. And so we got home. We had to do, the new thing was the quarantine, which happened while we were away, and most of our crew were completely unaware because it was all happening so fast. Our plane literally landed coming back from Starjet as Donald Trump was like closing down the airspace, and they were canceling hockey games, and they were canceling basketball. And remember, Tom Hanks and his wife got sick. That all happened in the same evening. And we were on a bus ride from Winnipeg to Brandon coming back from Mexico. And what I will never forget is being near the back of the bus, and the sun is going down, and it sounded like a casino on the bus. Like bing, 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 bing. And we're just looking around going, what the hell is going on? And people are like whispering. They're like, oh my God, they've shut that. Oh my God, they canceled this. Oh, this is closed. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And we're just like, what the hell did we just come back to? And it's like, yeah, we can't go back to work. Why? Well, they're doing this thing where if you're out of the country, you have, and isn't it funny? I can't remember if it was 1 week or 2. It was for sure 1 week. Is that funny? Then the memories start to kind of fade away, right? It's like, but anyway, when you came in from out of the country, you had to be at home. And so I was on the radio at that time. And so I had all the equipment here in my studio, very similar to what I have now. And I remember thinking at that time going, is this the future? I can't believe I can do everything at the radio station from right here in my little beach bunker, which I, affectionately called my little studio back then, and now it is the beach bunker. So and I was on the air with Amber at that time, and she'd be back at the studio, and we would just do this back and forth and be on the radio. And I thought, this is cool. I could do it. And then they started talking about that whole work from home thing. Yeah, maybe this is the future. Maybe this is, and I'm thinking to myself, I could do this. I rather enjoy it. It was kind of fun. Not having to drive to work every day, I didn't mind it. Now, the problem is that everything was closed. I think the only thing that wasn't closed was like liquor stores and grocery stores. So there was a lot of drinking. I'm not going to lie. The first week of the pandemic, I think we thought we were still all in the all-inclusive. And I wasn't alone in that. You talk to people who say, yeah, the cocktails were aflow. And they're like, look, if they're going to lock us up at home, we might as well have a few cocktails. And the liquor stores are open, right? Zumba Bernice says, I was forced to take 2 weeks off of work just because I didn't cross the border back into Canada within the weekend when it was shut down. I was in the U.S. and the border closed on a Saturday. It sounds similar to what happened to me. And then you have to go home and your vacation continues. And I just thought it was interesting that, all the businesses were accommodating. They're like, no, this is a big deal. This is all legit. It's okay. And you're just like, okay, work from home. Sounds good to me. The weird thing was all the toilet paper. Like, that was goofy. All the toilet paper that went off store shelves, like everybody like buying all that toilet paper. You're like, and I was on Google looking to see if COVID caused diarrhea, because I was thinking, is diarrhea one of the side effects? Because they're buying toilet paper like there's no tomorrow. Pork Chop says it was the beginning of how mean people are. And since then, much hasn't changed. Although at the start of the pandemic, Pork Chop, you have to admit, everybody was kind. Remember, it was like, be kind, everybody. Remember we were banging pots and pans for like doctors and nurses? Do you remember that? I mean, there was a lot of kindness, I think, at the beginning, because it was, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. And we were, hey, we can beat this. And we're all in this together. And yeah, okay. We had like 95% buy-in from people in the first 2 weeks. And then it went to another 2 weeks. And as time went on, that was the problem in my mind, is that we started to lose people. And then it goes to the second month and the third month. And people are like, really? How long? And then I would agree with you that people started to get cranky and mean, I guess, as Pork Chop would say. And much hasn't changed. And because I still think we're kind of in the hangover stage, unfortunately. But I do remember the pots and pans banging. I was out there too, banging pots and pans. Cheryl says, we just got back from Starjet, Mexico. Okay, you were on that. You were on that bus. Everyone's phones were blowing up, so we had to quarantine for 10 days. Okay, that's what it was. Thank you. On the bright side, the house was never so clean. It was a 10-day, yeah, okay. Nick Koenig Stowe says, I had pneumonia in February and March of that year. Lost taste and smell, was really sick. It sounds like maybe you had it. Because taste and smell was one of those things that would go with COVID. 4 years ago this week was week 1 of the big lockdowns. Asking you this morning, do you remember what was going on? Do you remember how you're feeling, what you were doing, what the circumstances were? Molly says, we panic bought food. I do remember telling people on social media, I am Ukrainian and I've planned my entire life for this. I went to the freezer and I saw that we had chicken, pork, beef, very blessed, and we had a pantry full of pickles and bean pickles and all. We were set. We were set to go. I think the only thing we needed was the liquor. And so, to the liquor store. All right. And I think we panic bought liquor, to be honest with you. I think we bought cases and cases, not knowing how long this little Margaritaville flu holiday was going to last. Especially after we got through the first couple weeks and they said, no, it's going to take a couple more weeks. Oh, all right. Okay. And then a couple more weeks. Oh, really? Oh. No, a couple more. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. And then they say, oh, when you come back, you might have to put a mask on. Oh, really? I don't want to do that. I can't breathe in a mask. I can't. I'm a fat guy. I can't breathe normally on normal days. Put a piece of paper in front of my face. I can't do that. Ryan says, I was just going to say that the toilet paper, there was so much toilet paper being bought. It was crazy. And then remember on social media, stores were saying, please limit your toilet paper. Please refrain from coming in and buying all the toilet paper. Quentin says he was coming back from Jamaica. There was a woman on the plane with a mask who was completely cocooned in blankets. We hadn't even heard of COVID at that time. It all makes sense once we got home. And we had heard of it before we left on our trip. And in fact, I specifically remember being on mask watch because people were starting to wear them even right at the start. And do you remember specialists were saying, no, there's no need. It's okay. You don't need to wear a mask. And so I was just kind of using that as a barometer because I was traveling and I thought I'm going to be on the lookout for anyone wearing masks. And we landed at Puerto Vallarta Airport. And as soon as the plane came in, if you've ever flown into that airport, it's one of the busiest ones in Mexico. And there were several planes that landed at the same time. So you're rounded up like cattle in there when you get off the plane. And there's thousands and thousands of people jammed into a very tight spot. And I come in there going, whoa, COVID is around the world and we are jammed into this tight spot. So I'm like, beep, 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 looking for masks. Who's in mask? And I specifically remember an Asian family, one Asian family, and it was a young couple with a toddler. I can still see them in a stroller. And I went, I can't believe of these thousands and thousands of people, one family is in masks. And so then we had our week, and then when we came, so a week goes by, and we didn't have much for American television down there. And of course, when we came back, all hell was breaking loose. But when we went to board the airplane, I remember buying a Hardee's cheeseburger, getting on the airplane, and again, looking around me to see who's in masks. No one. I couldn't find anyone on the way out. And when we got home, holy cow. Good morning, Carrie Braniak. Nice to see you. We're talking first week of the pandemic. 4 years ago this week was the first week of the pandemic. And we look back to those early days of stocking up on toilet paper and vodka and various other stuff and not showing up to work and wondering how long this is going to last and doing our isolation bit and so on and so forth. The very first week, and everyone's confused and everyone's like, this is fake. And other people are like, I don't want to do this. I'm going to not listen. And it was a bit of chaos that first week. Prairie East Coast says, I had to continue to work. Was nervous of the unknown while everyone was off. I was working with the risk that I was working with at-risk youth that didn't want to listen. It was scary times. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, and Quentin at that time had just finished his courses without cash coming in. And so black market haircuts. Psst, hey, do you need a haircut? I'll come in, come out with a mask. I remember those black market haircuts. We couldn't get a haircut. Remember? Our hair grew so long. I had Tracy actually at what we thought was the end of the pandemic. It wasn't. It was a really good lull, and we thought, okay, it's coming to an end. And I had my head shaved, and we raised, I think, $13,000 for the food bank. And because I thought, well, I have this huge head of hair because we couldn't get haircuts. And hey, why not? Let's see if we can raise some money. And it was pretty awesome. $13,000 we raised for the food bank. And then Trace went at it. And it was funny because we live streamed it. And people are like, yeah, give him a mohawk. And she did. She did. There's pictures floating around. And some of my hair is standing in weird places. And it was pretty, and it was cold. One of only two times in my life, I think I went completely bald. But Molly says I started smoking weed again during the pandemic. Okay, well, you know what? Everybody was coping with that very first week, right? March 17th that year, I got stuck in the hospital waiting for open heart surgery. Oh, my God, Lindy. Oh, my God. And no visitors. That's awful. Oh, I'm so glad that's over. Holy cow. Wow. Zuma Bernice, we ordered a case of those industrial-sized toilet paper, the large round ones from Costco. You take out the old toilet paper dispenser and you put on the super roll. Super roll coming in. Oh, that's tough, Lindy. God. Blessed mom of two, I feel for you. My dad was in there and they stopped us from visiting. I hate those stories. Those stories just completely drive me nuts. Those stories are just so heartbreaking. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, blessed mama. That is, That's beyond tough, because it's tough to lose somebody, but to not be able to be there is just, oh my God, that's so heartbreaking. I'm so sorry. Colleen McD says, I remember the beginning of COVID. My days didn't change very much from current days. Living in the country on a farm, animals still needed to be fed. They had no idea what was going on. Cows are going, hey, what's with all the masks? What's going on? They're not very close anymore. They're social distancing. Remember that word? Social distancing. And words like fundamentals. Social distancing and fundamental. You got to remember the fundamentals. Got to remember the fundamentals. What are the fundamentals again? Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Cold water, hot water, lots of soap. Count to 10. Lots. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. It's time now for a press conference. Okay, what do we do today? What do we do? We all tuned in. What? How many people are sick? How many people are sick? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Okay, we've got 200 people sick, and the following message is wash your hands. Stay away from everybody. Also, we've put arrows. We've put arrows in the grocery store. Do not walk against the arrows. You'll get sick. Don't walk against the arrows. Oh, I got called out a couple times on that. Oh, Cindy says, as Ukrainians, we were set too. I still went to work because I worked at a hospital. We didn't expect it to last that long. I think none of us expected it to last that long. And I do remember getting ready for work one day, and it was, I remember it vividly because I thought, what? And Justin Trudeau had said, it was about 2 or 3 months into the pandemic, and he said, whether this takes weeks, months, it may even take years, we're going to get through this together. And because I stopped what I was doing and getting ready for work, I'm like, whoa, we are not doing years. We are not. The 2-week vacation was fun. Staying away from people you might not like is fun. We can't do this for years. This is going to wreck our relationships. It's going to wreck the economy. We can't do this. Guys, we can't. And it didn't matter. We had no control. It went the way it went. And we came home from Jamaica too. Then 2 weeks later, my store shut down. No idea. It was so close to that. Lindy says, I cut my hubby's hair. Everyone was doing homemade haircuts. We all took out the bowls. Get the bowl out. Bowl cut. Yeah, bowl cut. Lindy says, it was, but at least I came out on the right side of things. Absolutely. All's well that ends well, as they say. And we're not through the last of it. It's kind of the economic hangover now that we're seeing. And it's 2024. This is 4 years later. We're still recovering from this. Wash your groceries. Yes. And we're only 4 years out. I think generations from now, they're going to look back and go, you guys did what? You washed your groceries? Really? And we're not talking about putting a head of lettuce under the tap. We're talking about, you wipe down your mac and cheese boxes with soapy water, which was kind of weird. Let's be honest. Maybelline says, we still drove taxi during the pandemic. It was so slow. No one went anywhere, hospital or clinic, and shopping. That was it. Molly says, it was 3 months into my new job, and my boyfriend had been there for about a year. And they wanted him to work a completely different shift and wanted me to stay in the morning because we had to split up. And I'm just like, we won't be able to do this. They ended up letting us both work at nighttime. Prairie East Coast says, wiping and washing absolutely everything. Isn't that the truth, hey? Wiping and washing everything. Holy cow. Yeah, it was just can't be too clean. Cindy says, not going to lie, I broke pandemic rules, went visited my mom. There was a lot of rule breaking going on in secret. No judgment here. No judgment. I think there were a lot of people that broke rules. And then there were a lot of people who were accused of breaking the rules that didn't. I had friends who had cops show up at their door. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, here you got company. That's when things started to get really scary. Really, it's like, what? The kicker was they didn't want us to bring COVID into the hospital. I get that. It was already on every floor of the hospital, turns out. My dad caught it from someone in the hospital, couldn't fight it, and he passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. Molly says we fought for us to be able to work together, and would have been a nightmare if it went on for a long, long time. Lindy's got to take off. Well, thanks for the early start there, Lindy. Take care. Take care. Have a great day. Pork Chop says, I still have my sneeze guard up at work. I'm glad to see most of that stuff came down. I was worried at the bank. I don't know why. Why I'm just in and out, but you know, I don't like those guards. And same with the grocery store. I kind of like to talk to people. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. 100 years ago, you see photos of people with masks on too. That's true. The endless sanitizing of the vehicles after every trip. Chess says the worst thing was that the governments caused more damage with the lockdowns than the actual disease. And not to mention the so-called vaccine. Well, I do agree with the economic part of that. I think that, we're still seeing it. That'll be a big lesson. I look forward to that lesson of here's what happens when you shut a Western economy down. You know, I used to say to people as I was very frustrated during that time, saying that, look, you're taking the oil out of an engine. And we all know that if you remove the oil from an engine that is running, it does not take long before that engine seizes. And I was very concerned about the economy and still am. Oh my God. People here got fines for driving $1,000, says Prairie East Coast. Holy cow. Remember when someone thought one-way traffic in grocery aisles helped? Yeah, those arrows on the floor. The arrows on the floor. A year ago this week, it all began, and like I say, we're still dealing with the consequences of it, at least from an economic standpoint. And those that we lost at that time, we think of them and think of you guys, and that was definitely a tough time for a lot of people. There's no two ways about it. As we get back into the swing of things, I want to let you know that you can make your online reservations at Skydancer Casino for these beautiful tower rooms. You have got to check this out, guys. Skydancercasino.com. They have completely redone the website now, and they have done the online booking portion for the hotel. You can take a look at their beautiful rooms. They've got king suites, hot tub suites, complete with pictures. They've got the calendar on there so you can book the dates that you want to go down to Belcourt, 88 minutes south of Brandon in Belcourt, North Dakota at the Skydancer Casino. The great place to stay and play where the sky is the limit. They're open 7 days a week and 24 hours, Thursday through Saturday. They've got the stay and play water park special, just $159 on weekdays and $179 on weekends. That gets you a double queen standard room and 4 water park tickets. Again, $159 weekdays, $179 on weekends. Check out the website. I'm not lying. It's a gorgeous website. Skydancercasino.com. And plug in your dates there, okay? Kuiper's Family Bakery, why not start off the week with a sticky bun? Or how about some sugar cookies? Or how about some fresh bread? Oh, you just warm it up ever so slightly with a little bit of butter on there. It's soft, it's fluffy, it's fresh. It's the best. Kuiper's Family Bakery, your family bakery, where they do an amazing job with everything they touch. Hot dogs, hamburger buns, cinnamon buns, decadent pastries, the incredible monster cookies, and more. You'll find them at 1411 First Street, just north of the First and Richmond corner, beside Tasties. And at Auto Fashion, they are cleaning like there's no tomorrow, because we're into springtime now, and dirty vehicles come out like they're brand new with our friends at Auto Fashion. Yes, springtime means clean time. Time for that spring cleaning, not just of your house, but of your car too. And that's why I take it to my friends at Auto Fashion at 255 17th Street North behind Lee's Buffet. It's not auto detailing, it's fine auto finishing. They've got paint care, preventative maintenance. They have got scratch and dent repair. Okay, scratch and dent repair that is MPI accredited. They'll take SGI claims too. And they'll do that special ceramic coating as well on your pristine investment of a vehicle. At Auto Fashion, again, 17th Street North behind Lee's Buffet. Okay, to the mailbag before we do a beach break and say goodbye. Oh, Bernice was at the dock for St. Patrick's Day and had to show me her green beer, and she's kissing a fish. Oh, they're doing the kissing the cod? Is that what they were doing, Bernice? Is it a real fish or is it a stuffed animal? Was it? Tell us it. Maybe it is a real fish. Hey, Ruby, looking good, Bernice. And she is celebrating St. Patrick's Day over at the dock, kissing fishes. Screech, shooter, and kiss the fish. The only reason to go to, well, not the only reason to go to Newfoundland, but certainly one of the greatest reasons to go to Newfoundland. And then you got, from the mailbag, Porky Jr.'s weekend. Look at what he did up, a brisket. That is a beautiful brisket there, Porky Jr., with some nice coloring along the outside there. Beautifully done. Beautiful glisten of that brisket. Looks fantastic. For St. Patrick's Day, I would have taken those slices and put them on some Kuiper's rye bread, and then I would have loaded up with my mother-in-law's sauerkraut and some mustard and make yourself a sandwich. Ooh. Delicious. Good stuff. And I got some stuff from Tasha, who was out at the fireplace. Sunday, 4:45 p.m., enjoying her Tim Hortons coffee and a walk with the kiddies. Definitely a cool weekend for a walk there, Tosh, but those are some older ones that she sent in. But nice to see you guys got outside and enjoyed the fresh air. Over at Timmy's, good job. Roll up the rim to win. I hope you win a car. I hope you win that Jeep. Keep it going. We got to say goodbye to our friends on TikTok. Shelly says, everything was goofy. People were going crazy during COVID. And Cleaver says, I was on mat leave. I was already at home with a 3-month-old. Then the lockdown. So much time at home. Yeah, that's kind of when TikTok really took off too, didn't it, Cleaver? TikTok really benefited. I think they were the big benefactor from that first week of COVID. People were making dancing videos all over the place. Shell Bell, thanks for being here. Cleaver, thank you for being here. We have to say goodbye to our friends on TikTok. That's how this thing works. First hour goes to everybody on all platforms. YouTube, TikTok, X, Facebook. Everybody gets hour one. Only the VIPs get hour two. And you say to yourself, well, how could I be a VIP? Just sign up for a Twitch account. Twitch is the live stream version of YouTube. Go over there, get yourself an account, and give yourself a username, and then join us in chat. And you get 2 hours of the Tyler Glen Show. It's really that easy. About 500 people have already done that, and they get those notifications that say, bing, Tyler's going live. Although you know we're going to be here every weekday morning from 7 till 9. Okay, so at this point, we say farewell to our friends on TikTok. Thank you for being here. You guys have a great Monday. First day of spring tomorrow. We are going to celebrate. Have a great day. Thanks for being here, you guys. Make it a great week. We'll see you tomorrow at 7. Okay, TikTok. Say bye-bye. And we say bye-bye to our friends on YouTube. Have a great day, YouTube.